play nerd. I play nerd.
Get those wonderful toys.
Snoochie Boochies, welcome back to another I Play Nerd toy unboxing and review. This time with McFarlane Toys, Marvel statues, Cyclops from the X-Men #1 issue from the early 1990s. I am typically not a statue collector. This is actually my first one, I believe. I'm more of an action figure collector. But this is my favorite comic book cover of all time. This is one of my favorite characters. Definitely my favorite X-Men. Definitely my favorite Marvel character. And I saw the statue. I saw when they were gonna release this, and I said, "This is gonna make me break my rule of not getting statues." So who knows? Maybe this will spawn off into collecting more statues, or maybe this will just be it for me when it comes to statues. But this looks amazing, at least in packaging. Once again, this is my favorite comic book cover of all time, so this is something I definitely had to have. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. You can see he is very well displayed. Multiple windows. See him from the front, the side, and from the top. On the side here, you have part of the cover. This was like I believe a 4 or 5 issue cover. So you had to get 4 issues or 5 issues to get the entire picture. But even just this segment of it looks pretty damn good. Yep, there's another version of it, another picture of it. And that's it, really. Bottom, there's some crap. At the top, a good window. So I don't know. This packaging makes me almost want to keep it in box. Now I'm gonna open it for sure, but possibly also keep the packaging just because it looks nice inside of it. That's what she said. All right, let's bust open Cyclops. And here's Cyclops out of the packaging. Let's take a look at his articulation first. Oh, he's got none. He's a fucking statue, not an action figure. Duh. But let's take a look at the details of him. This is a pretty strong figure. He's got all that shading. Oh, it's touched his junk. Oops. But he's got pretty good shading, pretty good color, as you'd expect from a Jim Lee drawn comic book. You can see right. Let's start from his feet. I don't know if the camera's going to capture this, but the boots, the way it's colored, looked pretty. It's not just splashed on there. It's not just one color. It's got some dirtiness, some ruggedness to it. You can see the little ink blots for the shading on his knee, on the straps, on his quadricep, on his junk right there, on his other leg. Definitely a good color. Definitely not just one shade of yellow. There seems to be some type of some wash over it, which makes it look. It gives it some personality. It gives it some depth. It's not just like a coloring book. His shading on his pecs look good. He's not slim anymore. He's full-on adult Scott Summers. Costume looks good. Arms look good too with the shading. The gloves also have that same type of extra wash on top, so that's not just a plain yellow. His optic blast, pretty sturdy, but I can imagine that if this thing keeps falling off your shelf, it's gonna eventually break. His facial expression pretty much matches what you see from the cover. This is very well done. His hair also has a little bit of wash over it because so it gives it a little more depth. Where it falls kind of short of is going to be on the back, because he's got no shading, which of course, you're not going to display it with his back turned toward you. But the yellow parts of his suit still have that same wash over it that gives it a little more depth to it. It's not just a plain yellow, so that's actually a plus. But just no shading, no ink shading on the back. But if of course it's done to save money, and if you have to cut costs anywhere, let it be there. The base itself, it does have pretty good coloring all around. I'm not quite sure what he's standing on, just a bunch of junk. It's got a good X-Men symbol on there. The bottom, of course, there's nothing on there. It's not like a very heavy piece. It's still pretty light. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but for what you pay for, which is going to be approximately $30, I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more, but I'm not going to be I don't see myself being a frequent statue collector. More just for the characters that I really like. Who knows, maybe I'll get all the characters that are part of this cover. But for now, I think I'm just going to stick with Cyclops. Let's see what else he comes with. He's a McFarlane toy, so of course he comes with a card that is part of a segment of that cover. So here's the front. Looks great. Here's the back. I don't read, so I'm not going to look at it, but you can read it if you want. The McFarlane statues also come with a base. Here is the one that Cyclops comes with. This is actually, I believe this is from the comic version that has all the covers put together. So you can, I believe it was 4 or 5 different covers that to complete the picture. So you buy 5 of the same comic book, you have different covers, you can make the entire picture. But they also released a version of the comic where it was a fold-out cover that had all the covers in one. You just fold it out, and they changed the background of it so that it was kind of more green and stone. So if you look at the individual covers like this one was, where you had to buy 4 or 5 of this issue to get the entire picture. You see how it has like a kind of a red orangish background, maybe like a sunset. But when they combined all of the covers into one big fold out, it was more of a greenish type background, which is what this looks like. So this is made out of cardboard and kind of a glossy finish over it. It's not too sturdy. It's not going to be I mean, it's kind of sturdy enough, but it is made out of kind of a cardboardy type material. The back of it and the bottom of it have little pieces of art from Marvel Comics, not necessarily X-Men. In fact, it's none of it is X-Men. It's more Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, etc. So, pretty neat. I don't think it was completely necessary, but kind of a little bit extra. I would kind of rather just discard this and have the statue be cheaper. But let's see what it looks like on it. It's not bad. At least I don't think. It does remind me of that cover that had all the fold-out cover of all the issues, all the X-Men #1 covers into one. So it does definitely have that nostalgic feel that I can connect with. As far as how I'm going to display it, not quite certain. I don't know if I want to keep it with the base or with this background, or just have him by himself. Kind of, I think it depends on where I decide to position him. But maybe for now, I'll just keep him with his background because it does remind me of that fold-out cover that I got as a kid. Alright, let's have some fun here. Let's see what we can do just to play around a little bit. So here's the cover. What if we put like my Wolverine Secret Wars figure in the shot, so it kind of replicates, almost mimics the cover a little bit more. That's fun. That's the cover I like. I have Iceman somewhere else, but he doesn't have a nice slide like that. What else can we do here? Let's get this guy out. Oh, we can put that. That's cool. Let's take him away. Let's take Wolvie away. Whoopsie, knocked over the camera. What else can we do here? Let's take the base away. Now, I wonder how tall he is. Oh shit. There's Mr. Cyclops himself. I'm knocking shit all over the place. He stands, even though his knees are bent, at around 6 1/4. So with if his legs are fully extended, I'd say he's about 6.5 inches tall. How's that compare with some of the Marvel Legends? Here's Cyclops from the X-Men the animated series from the 90s. This is the VHS version, so he's got some cell shading on him. You can see that roughly the same height. How tall is this Cyclops figure? About the same height. Well, I'll be damned. Put him next to him. So you can see that, yeah, they're roughly the same height. Now let's get the Mafex Cyclops. This is a sweet Cyclops figure. Oop, let me take off his optic blast. Ah, his eyes fell out. Ooh, look at the gold chrome. Not the gold. Look at the chrome blue on this one. That's nice. That's a sweet figure. So let's see how he compares in height. He's a little bit shorter because his legs are fully extended, and he's about the same height with Cyclops, with Statue Cyclops, with his knees bent. So you can see that Mafex is shorter than Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends is about the same height as the McFarlane one. So if you're a Cyclops fan, these are probably the 3 essentials that you want to have for that Jim Lee version of Cyclops. That brings us to the end of this unboxing and review of the McFarlane Toys Marvel Statues Cyclops from X-Men #1. If you're a Cyclops fan, this statue is awesome. You have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, if you have a collection of Cyclopses, he's definitely going to fit in. If you have Mafex, if you have Marvel Legends, all fits in very well. You can even take your Marvel Legends Wolverine. See that? That's a lot of fun. Very much like the cover. If you want to display it with your base, this definitely hits that nostalgia button for me from that fold out, consolidated, combined X-Men #1 covers. This looks fantastic. I'm so glad I got this thing. Will I get more of them? Maybe X-Men. There's a Wolverine one that he's kind of in this pose, but his base is like the asteroid M, so it doesn't really, the pose matches X-Men #1, but the base does not. They have Beast coming out. I assume they're going to make some other ones. They have Magneto out also. That is from this X-Men #1 cover. So who knows? I'll play around with it. I'll see what videos people are posting out there who kind of have that same idea of me, where they want to recreate that X-Men #1 cover. That's it. This toy's awesome, or the statue's awesome. Smell you later.